And we can talk about the fact that this whole community wanted to see this man killed. Okay. Another big cheer. Or even fireworks. Yes, I'm here.
Somebody different.
Goodbye. Shall we go?
There's a band.
What you getting, buddy?
Good. Yeah, fine. I got the tower.
Yeah, hello, Mike Test. Ted Bundy's death sentence has indeed been finally carried out. The 42-year-old serial killer died strapped to the Florida electric chair. It's at about 7:10 a.m. Bundy was allowed to make a final statement. Paula? These people, it was very unusual to see. We saw no no.
You guys want to clear the back for us a little bit? Thank you.
Protesters. Most of us here were applauding. No death penalty protesters. Most of us here, most of the crowds here were applauding Bundy's execution.
All right, they're coming to us.
Some day then carried out. 42-year-old serial killer. No, we need you guys to stay over there, please. Yeah, I do.
The hearse is in place, by the way.
Oh, they've been carried out. 42-year-old serial killer dies trapped.
Ask them if they want me to pull off the hearse. I can do that.
Huh?
Ask them if they want me to pull off the hearse to you, because I can do that. I can pull off the hearse to you if they want that.
No, no.
Okay, well, I won't do that.
I'm up.
Bad idea.
Almost bad idea.
Good talk, bad idea. Listen. Standing by. Stand by, Quinones.
Good morning, Paula. Ted Bundy's death sentence has indeed been finally carried out. The 42-year-old serial killer died strapped in the Florida electric chair at about 7:10 this morning. Shortly after that, 14 people who had witnessed the execution were ushered out of the room next to the death chamber, and they signaled that Bundy had indeed been executed. At that point, crowds of protesters let out a big cheer. There were even some fireworks here. We're waiting now for a final word from prison officials. Bundy was allowed to make a final statement, and we'll find out if he indeed had any final words. Paula? Now, we were surprised. That doesn't happen here very often. Usually the protesters are those that are, again, protesting against the death penalty. But there were none of those here today. Most of the crowds here, again, were applauding the fact that Bundy had been executed. These folks had been waiting 10 years for this final execution. They were fed up. They thought that Bundy had abused the legal system, and they were ready for his execution. He gave information on about 5 or 6 positive cases, but I think he left more questions open than he answered. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Tracking 8.
Okay, I'll be.
On the other
I'm
one.
going to do a light change now, guys.
All right, we're going to take a look.
You got enough on this side?
Well, you can't do much more than that.
He heads his way, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
I don't think so. I hope he doesn't. I don't want to get in trouble when I get out here.
Making the turn.
I don't know which way
Coming
This way.
Coming this way. We're coming this way. Down in front.
Hey,
Where's Larry? Let me know if he's on the road yet.
Yeah, he's. He'll be here in just a minute. About 100.
here it comes. Right here.
Right on top of you right now.
Hey.
That's a wrap. Back to you, Sam.
I've lost the PL contract. So, you have that number? You have that PL number? Yeah. Yeah. You got it? Well, I got to do a live at 8. Find it. They were recording that in New York, I think. I think they were recording that in New York. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just say that they did.
The truck was telling me that they weren't.
Oh, they weren't? All right. Well, they record everything else. Hard to get good help nowadays.
tongue.
19.
It's on the way right now. To the left.
Hey, coach!
He was. Stay, please. Please. All right, here we go. At 7:16 this morning, Bundy was indeed executed. The hearse with his remains passed by this street, and protesters out here let out a big cheer. Prison officials say witnesses have told them that Bundy's last words to his lawyer were, "Please tell my family that I'm sorry." Witnesses have come out and have given a signal that indeed he has been executed. That happened again at 7:16 this morning. John Quinones outside the state penitentiary, Stark, Florida. Switch for the light close. Yes, yes.
I'd like you to give Jim and Fred.
Yeah, yeah. You can add on the final interview with Dotson if you want, but if you don't want to mess with that, just okay, fine, then don't.
He says, Jim and Fred, I'd like you to give my love to my family and friends. Jim is an attorney and Fred is the reverend in the prison.
Are you done with it, John?
We're going to do a live shot now, a live tag at 8. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. The hearse carrying Ted Bundy's remains pulled out of the Florida State Prison less than half an hour after he was executed this morning, and crowds of protesters let out a big cheer.
Theodore Bundy was executed at 7:16 this morning in the electric chair at Florida State Prison. He was executed for the murder of 12-year-old Kimberly Leach of Lake City, Florida. As you know, he was also under sentence of death for the murder of 2 young women in Tallahassee.
I'd like you to give my love to my family and friends. Yes? No, complete. I think we ought to just leave it as it is. It's about 30 seconds. Now we can, again, if you want to step on Dotson, the guy who last interviewed. Yeah.
They've got the video that you just.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. What else can you find out? Any details?
There's a witness over here that we should grab.
Oh, well, we have a witness.
Oh, get him for an interview.
Pat, we do have a witness of it. Can we get him?
Well,
Okay.
We got one witness already.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. So Pat, but it won't be on camera, huh? Or will it? Oh, okay. I'm just going to tell you his last words. Okay. Okay. So there'll be no voiceover after the spot. Anything else you can find out?
We know what he wore. Blue trousers, blue shirts. At 6 o'clock, they shaved his head and leg.
Yeah.
One of the witnesses we interviewed here said that just before he went, John Cope, just before he was executed, he made eye contact with his attorney.
I think.
Watched his hands clench 3 times, and on the third one, he said, you knew on the third one that was it.
Explains 3 times.
His last words were, give my love to my mother, to my family and friends.
He said, hello, Father. Hello, Father.
Top of the world, Ma, top of the world.
That that there were none of Bundy's family members. No sense of that. Can you find out if there was any hint of a stay? Just before he was executed, he looked up to his attorney and to his minister and said, Jim and Fred, I'd like you to give my love to my friends and family. I might point out that none of his family members paid a visit last night or this morning.
No hint of a stay.
Huh?
No, he asked that.
No, what is
He
it?
said there was no hint of a stay.
Oh.
Pat, no hint of a stay. No effort to get a stay.
Came in about 2 minutes after it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you don't. We got a stay order.
Get on that side.
Please, we're on the air. Okay. Prison officials say just before he was executed, looked up at his lawyer, and said, Jim and Fred, I'd like to my friends and family. You might point out that none of his family members visited Bundy last night. Please. Before he died. Prison officials say that just before he died, Ted Bundy looked at his lawyer and at his minister and said, Jim and Fred, I'd like you to give my love to my family and my friends. We might point out that none of his family members were here either last night to pay a visit or this morning. And witnesses say just before he died, Bundy clenched his fist 3 times and then expired. Paula? Well, those authorities say they didn't know exactly what to believe. State officials say it's just a last-ditch effort to try to get a stay. He did provide information on about 5 or 6 of the murders that the investigators say they had not known previously about. But again, he was suspected in about 3 dozen killings linked to those and kidnappings. So in the end, he really did not wind up providing much information.
Clear?
Okay. What do you want at 8:30 in addition to that?
So we'd like a 4-minute full line.
Okay,
good. Yeah. We need sound from witnesses if we could get that.
One guy, there's several here. One guy says he was carried in